Recording. There's so many things to start now. I'm unmuting Discord.
Yep.
Crazy.
I unmuted Discord. Alrighty then.
All right. Welcome everybody back to the AMA. This is officially the Vegas hangover AMA. We were just at I put up a post about it, but Mitch and I were just in Vegas repping Leo and Hive at the Breathe conference.
Indeed.
Super fun. Got to meet a bunch of Hivers. I got to meet Aggie for the first time. Got to meet Krim for the first time. Got to meet Mitch for the first time. Starkers and a bunch of others. So we had some fun out there.
Indeed. Yeah, it was good. I mean, I think the event was good. I mean, obviously, I don't think the turnout was what everyone had hoped in regards to the numbers and foot traffic, but a lot of good connections were still made. I know there was a handful of connections that seemed like they had some decent possibilities. So in terms of just growth and synergies. So pretty cool.
Yep. Very cool. It was very cool. Yeah, I got a bunch of leads. Turns out we had like 200 or 300 people scan the QR code, which is kind of crazy because it didn't really seem like that. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm surprised.
Because it has tracking.
That's awesome. I think I would never have guessed that many.
It's kind of surprising, but
I mean, I wouldn't even guess half that.
Well, because people were picking them up and just kind of leaving.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I gave a handful out, but yeah, I honestly, if you would have told me it was a few dozen, I would have believed you. So that's awesome that it's like 5x what I probably would have guessed.
Yeah, it's a surprising turnout. I was really surprised. I saw the number yesterday for the first time, just kind of looked at it, and really solid turnout. I did give the card to a bunch of people who said that they were going to give it, like take it to some other place where they were talking to other people. So they must have just gotten spread around to the right places. Yeah,
maybe one card landed somewhere that at an event that got scanned up a bunch. So that's pretty badass.
Yeah, and I was playing some games too, because I was dropping cards just when I would go to like a hotel or like a casino or a bar. I'd just drop a few on the bar and just leave.
Smart.
After I got up.
Smart.
So
that's funny. I actually brought a few of them home with me to basically kind of do the same thing back home.
I meant to give you more too. I came home with a huge stack left over. I meant to give you a bunch more.
Oh yeah, I grabbed like not many. I probably took like 5 or 10 of them home to do that, to be able to just drop them places. But yeah, I didn't think about dropping them in Vegas. Should have done that, because obviously we were in different places a lot.
Yeah,
I could have just left them at bars and restaurants.
Yeah,
different locations.
Yeah, it must have worked pretty well.
That's cool.
What else we got here?
All right.
But yeah, it was cool meeting everybody. I think it was overall pretty successful, like for all the different Hive projects. But
yeah,
just judging by the amount of onboards we got was awesome.
Yeah, it was good. The setup was good. Kind of had the whole little Hive, and then the dApps in there, and everyone's kind of helping each other out, and it was a good time. Yeah, it was good to meet people in person and see people in person. So I back in the MSP days, I had Starkers on the show. So I finally met him 5 years after the fact, probably more than that. So that was cool. And then I was able to officially confirm for everyone that Cal is a real live human. Now we just have to figure out if Taskmaster is a humanoid or not. I'm pretty sure he's a Terminator.
One day we'll find out.
Yeah, we're gonna have LeoFest just so we can confirm Task is actually human. In fact, he just posted something in the Threadcast.
Uh, yeah, Bitcoin flood. Um, I can um, post like the graphics files for the cards. And then I just went to like a FedEx and printed them out. So they actually turned out pretty nice. They turned out pretty nice. They had like just some, it's like a 5-step instructions. And then on the back of it is just a QR code that they can scan. So I printed a lot more than I needed, but yeah, I can I'll put up the
Yeah,
graphics file somewhere and then link it
cool.
in places.
There you go. Heck, I might actually maybe I'll scan a card and put it in a post.
There you go. That works too.
But yeah, I got Cal. Apparently I got Cal a bunch of referrals for his QR
You
code.
did. You did. Now I'm rich.
There it is. Has all the Leos.
All of
But
them.
yeah, that was a good event. And obviously High Fest is coming up right here as well. And I'm sure that's going to be a good event as well. Um, but it was good because obviously an event like this, it's a lot of third parties, it's not just obviously the Hive ecosystem and meeting other platforms, other communities. So I remember there was like 2 or 3 conversations with people that either were a potential platform to build on Hive or were potential communities to onboard onto the blockchain, and if not directly into LeoFinance. So pretty cool.
Yeah, one big takeaway I had was people were pretty blown away by Hive. So we had like this big Hive booth and it was really well designed. So, Crimson Clad did a really good job designing all the artwork and everything. And there was like a red carpet underneath us, which other booths didn't have a carpet underneath them. So we kind of attracted a lot of eyeballs, I think, just because all the graphics were really poppy and looked good. And then so we got a lot of foot traffic, and I think the general consensus was a lot of people came in and they were like really surprised that they had never heard of Hive and what it was about. And once you walked through the booth, you saw like kind of general Hive artwork was like the big artwork in the front. And then as you walked through the booth, you kind of walked past like, I think there were like 6 different Hive apps there. So you walked past artwork for all 6 different apps. And then obviously we were all kind of standing in front of our respective booths. So, I think people were just generally kind of blown away by what Hive actually was. That it's because one thing too is that I walked to other booths and I just kind of wanted to see what they were about. And one thing I really noticed is that a lot of them are like prototypes. They're like very pre-alpha. Don't really have like a real product that's functional, and they don't really have like product market fit. So one thing I noticed when talking to people about Hive and Leo was that we have like actual product market fit. We have actual users, actual applications, operating in the real world. And I think that's just a unique thing about Hive. But the one thing is that we never really get the opportunity to put that in front of people, like in a way that they can like feel it, touch it, see it. So conferences like this really allow that to happen. And yeah, so I hope to see more conferences like this, because I think when people get to see Hive, like the real Hive in person, it changes their perspective a lot.
Yeah, 100%. Like I had the same thought, and and I even said that to some of the people I was talking to. I'm like, honestly, I don't know how the Hive blockchain, hasn't gone viral. I was just like, when it comes, because a lot of people were talking about decentralization or asked about decentralization, and we explained the Hive blockchain, and they're just like, oh, that's awesome. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I have no idea why Hive isn't like, a top 5 talked about blockchain, like, the way Ethereum is talked about, or hell, even Polygon. So
Yeah.
feedback was always good when people learned about the blockchain.
Yeah, the feedback was really positive. So it's much different than when you're on like, Twitter or something. And you talk about Hive and people are like, go away. You're just a shiller. It's very different when you're in person and you get to actually show them something. It's like a lot of people that came up, they asked, what Leo was, for example, and I would just pull up my phone and I had Leo open and I would just kind of scroll through and show them. And, once you can see that with your eyes, it's like very obvious to understand, it's Twitter on the blockchain. And a lot of people just, they instantly understood what we were trying to explain, which is a very different experience than, like I said, over the internet, where you try to explain something like Leo or Hive, and it's just like this such a complex subject that they just don't even want to wrap their heads around it. They're like, oh, I don't need Twitter on the blockchain. I have regular Twitter. But seeing it in person with your own eyes is very different. And then using the QR code, I was able to get some people signed up and watch them walk through the sign up process and be like, okay, scan this QR code, and then you just hit login with X, and then they logged in, and within 30 seconds, I had them write a thread and post it. So it was super easy, and I was really happy to see like what we can achieve if we're in person. Like I said, a couple hundred signups is pretty solid. So yeah, I think we could do even better. I have some ideas for how we could do it better. Obviously, this was like the first in-person showcase for Leo.
Definitely do it better. I mean, everything was like sort of last minute in a way in regards to at least the LeoFinance stuff. But yeah, there's plenty of opportunity. But yeah, that's the whole point of these conferences, and that's why people do them. Obviously, I've done conferences in different industries, mainly real estate. And the like as much as we live in this virtual online world now, in person still just gets it done. You always make connections, you build rapport, and like you said, it takes you out of that like just people feeling like you're shilling online, especially when you represent as a vendor there and you have space and you have signage and everything. Yeah. But even if you go as an attendee, you can still really do awesome networking and get the word out.
100%.
Which we saw, because a lot of people that came into the booth, talked about obviously, what they did, and some of them, were looking for opportunities to onboard people and or get people involved in their projects, which worked out because anytime there was a potential synergy or it made sense for that platform to either work with LeoFinance or get onto the Hive blockchain, it was kind of a win-win. So pretty cool.
Yep.
I told Krim and the group I'm down for all the Vegas conferences. I'm sure the next one won't be in Vegas though.
Yeah. She mentioned something about possibly like Dubai.
Oh, that's next level.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we'll see what the how large the LeoFinance marketing fund is to
that's gonna be an expensive one.
Oh yeah. But have there's so many events, crypto events in Miami, that I wouldn't be surprised if that gets up on the board. But yeah, I mean, I know like obviously a lot of the dApps just did an event in Denver, and then just a couple weeks later did this one in Vegas. Now we have High Fest, so it's been going, and it makes sense because honestly, the second half of the year is when you have most of the conferences. I don't know why, but that's just always how it's been. Even with the real estate stuff, like I have one in October and November. And there's a bunch of others going on that I used to go to. So there's something about third and fourth quarter of the year when it comes to conferences. It's always the big push.
Yeah.
But that's funny. Dara said, I can hear Cal clicking, laughing my ass off. That's probably through Twitter Spaces. You can hear the clicking because I don't hear the clicking. So that must be, your phone must be right next to your keyboard. So is mine actually, which... It's funny because I don't even know if I'm going to try and do a AMA recap because everyone's going to hear me clickety clacking. Yeah,
I mean, one thing that would be nice about these spaces is if they could like connect to the other microphone, because like my other microphone knows to like, it cancels out any clicking. So
Gotcha.
like in the recording, you'll never hear me click
Well,
clacking, but
and I
on the
mean,
phone microphone, obviously it's different.
I open, spaces on the app because that's what Eric said to do, but like, I can't, like, you can't do it from the laptop.
No, Spaces is only from your phone. Can't do it from desktop.
Stupid.
Yeah, hopefully they do something else one day. Just make it more
Elon with
compatible.
with the fail. What do we got?
Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, I'm just cycling through.
We need LeoFest in Orlando or Miami. That would be nice. See, Florida is like really accessible to most people, I feel like.
That's why all the conferences are there.
Forecast
That's why all
today,
the real estate
who you met
conferences are
with.
there.
Yeah, I don't know. They might be.
All right.
They might be in here.
Anderson Ho just did a TMI. You can even thread from here, and pretty sure he's on the toilet.
Yeah, looks like it.
That is hilarious.
Taskmaster said when Spaces on Leo. I think probably the first iteration that you see is going to be the thing I've talked about with also with like YouTube live streams and stuff, where it like the host of the threadcast can share the links to like the real like the live video or audio, and then in the bottom right corner of the page that you're on for the threadcast, it'll show that video slash if it's only audio, it'll show either one. So it'll almost be like using their thread or using their cast. Sorry, all the terminology is getting mixed up. Using their Spaces or their YouTube Live or whatever, and putting it on Leo, as opposed to us having our own live streaming service, which maybe someday we will do, but obviously that's like a whole other application to build. So in the meantime, the next iteration would be to have it embedded on here, which I think is also a really positive thing, because then we can use it as like cross-pollination. Because if we just try to create our own service, then we're just trying to take users from other platforms, versus if we create a service that taps into other platforms, like for example, showing the Spaces on Leo in addition to a threadcast. I think that has a lot more power to it to bring more users over. And I was just talking to Eric right before we jumped on, and the first influencer that we've onboarded is going to be doing a live threadcast later. I think it's later today. So maybe Eric will post the link somewhere when it becomes available. But the first influencer will do their first threadcast, and we got to blow them away with comments, show them how active we are. But that's going to be a big. I was actually talking to Starkers about that too, because he loves threadcasts, because they do the CTT podcast. I think it's every Saturday. He loves threadcasts. Dan, they call me Dan, loves threadcasts. So they told me, because they asked me, what are some of the marketing plans and stuff, and I told them one of the biggest things that I'm excited about is onboarding influencers and getting them to do their own threadcasts. So using it almost like a Twitch.tv chat. And they were saying that they want to know every time a threadcast becomes available, because they're going to try to jump in as many as they can and upvote using all their, they've got millions of hive power. So they're very excited about threadcasts and what we can achieve with it. Because it's just like, think about how easy it is to, like, if our onboarding process is really smooth and easy, which it is, like to just sign up within 30 seconds, then these audience members of the influencer can just jump right into the threadcast, and they immediately have a specific task to do, versus like jumping into a platform and having like a million tasks. Like, you could blog, you could thread, you could comment, like you can upvote. That versus like, hey, just, I'm an influencer, you're a part of my audience, I'm doing this thing called a threadcast. You just sign up, and then you can start commenting live in the threadcast, and you'll earn some money, but you'll also be able to interact with me, and maybe we'll do some giveaways and stuff like that. So I know the influencer later today, we're going to be doing a giveaway for some blue checks on X. So he's going to be doing a threadcast. We're going to be sponsoring a little giveaway to bring his users over to Threads. So I think it's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, it's like the first trial run. It's a little bit smaller of an influencer, but the impact of that could literally be like 100 signups in one threadcast.
That is awesome. I will definitely try and join in if I can, but this afternoon I have a whole bunch of Zoom calls, so I might miss out on all the fun action. Curious to see the new influencers.
Me too. Me too. Dara says, please give me away. I don't know. I feel like there's going to be rules and regulations to giving someone away.
Well, you
Ahmad
know what?
Manga
This,
said,
oh, go ahead.
oh, I like the idea of showing spaces on Leo instead of making a service of your own. Though I think it'll be better if you used a decentralized service that doesn't require a login instead of Twitter. Yeah, I mean, the thing is you'll be able to use like you could put spaces on there, or you could put, a YouTube live link, or a Facebook live link. So you'll be able to do different services, and I think the cross-pollination of that will be really positive.
Man, threads are coming in so fast. I'm like, I'm looking at a comment, it gets pushed out of my screen. I have to scroll and find it again. Chicky said, when will Hive be used as a means of payment for goods? And the reason I brought that question up is because we met a card provider that wants to get Hive and possibly Leo on board. So you could basically be able to use your Hive and or Leo with essentially like a debit card, credit card, whatever you want to call it. And they are based out of the Bahamas. The only thing I remember we didn't like was you got a KYC. Outside of that, though, it's pretty interesting. And yeah, that'd be
Oh yeah,
amazing. That'd be amazing. I
that
mean,
was really
honestly,
cool.
I would probably still, I mean, I would probably, well, I'd have to do a little vetting of the actual company itself before I KYC, or I don't know, maybe if
Yeah,
they use it. If I think he might have said they use a third party for the KYC.
they do. I asked them. They use a third party.
Cool. Yeah. So as long as that's a third party provider, that's, pretty much doing that as a service and I'm comfortable with, I'll KYC because, being able to send, being able to spend Hive would be awesome. So, or even Leo at some
Yeah.
point.
So yeah, I talked to that guy for like a half an hour. Him and his business partner. They're very, very smart guys. And they want to add Hive. And then and I was kind of explaining to them how I thought that would be done. So they took some notes about that. And then they were asking about Leo, and they were asking about liquidity and where you can buy Leo and stuff. So I told them about W Leo and B Leo and P Leo. And they also said that they would add Leo to the service, so you'd be able to spend Leo and you'd be able to spend Hive directly, which is pretty crazy. So it's it's interesting because and Taskmaster just said, why tell people to give your token away to buy stuff? Isn't it going to be worth more in the future? Yeah, I mean, that's the whole argument behind like spending Bitcoin and stuff, like Bitcoin pizza, imagine buying, multi-million-dollar pizzas. But the thing is, some people are, and I think the people you're marketing to are selling anyways. But the thing is, what you're selling them is just an easier off-ramp where you can say, instead of having to sell your Hive to USDT and then withdraw your USDT to like Coinbase, for example, and then convert your USDT to USD and then withdraw USD to your bank account. Instead of doing all that, you just send your Hive into one place and then it outputs onto this card, like almost like a prepaid debit card, where you can just go spend that money. So you can just send, $50 worth of Hive to this service, and then suddenly, instantly, you have $50 available to spend on a card. And I heard this story about the early PayPal days, and one thing that they really focused on was making like a lot of people ask, why wouldn't you try to lock people on the platform and keep them from taking money off PayPal? Because obviously keeping the money on PayPal is more valuable. And basically the big argument was, if you make it easy for people to take money out, they'll be more comfortable putting money in. So I think that's a big thing for Hive and for Leo, is making it easier to take money out and put money in is going to lead to more people wanting to be involved and put money in. Having ease of access is really important. Nobody wants to put their money into something that's not easily accessible.
This is true. I just Abdul Cutis said, just getting to know today that the full meaning of AMA is any medical advice and not ask me anything. And you know what? He's right. That holds true. And I can tell you that the medical advice is don't try and drink vodka with Cal. Otherwise, you'll pretty much end up passed out under a table. Ask me how I know.
That was
Double
funny.
vodkas. You want a double? Sure. Famous last words.
That was really funny. And then at
Oh
one
my
point we were
God.
doing triple vodkas.
I didn't even make it to the triples.
That
It was a good
was
conference and
really
we had
funny.
to, we had to blow off some steam at after the last day, the last night. And yeah, I had not gone like that in probably almost a decade. And now I remember why. Because the next day was a complete wash. I had
It
free
was so fun.
free tickets to Florida and I went with my friends. And when I can tell you I was useless at one point, like because it was at a casino, so like it was out where the pool is, which it was a beautiful whole setup. So it was outdoor concert, but it was pretty much standing room only because it was like at the pool. I went inside the casino and found like a comfortable couch and laid down for like a good 45 minutes of the concert because I just couldn't even do it. I
Wow.
couldn't even just stand there. I'm like,
That's hilarious.
yes, that's the first hangover I've had in my 40s, and I'm 45. Probably the first time I drank like that in my 40s either. Good
Yeah,
times.
it was a good time. Yeah, I think a couple of us, like I know Krim and a few others, we were out. I think I got back to my room at like 9:30, I think, in the morning.
That makes
And then I
sense.
basically just had to pack and leave.
Yeah, because I left, I got back to my room like 7 a.m. So you guys were out later than I was, but yeah, that was rough. I slept like 3 hours and had to obviously pack up and check out. It was not
Yeah, I just
fun.
had the easiest way to cure a hangover is just to keep drinking. So I
Oh,
got to the went straight to the airport, um, got to the airport, got a Bloody Mary,
oh,
drank it,
oh,
a triple shot Bloody Mary, and then grabbed a triple rum and coke, got on the flight, and
oh,
then just kept drinking those. And then I pretty much slept the whole way home. So it was nice.
dude. I think these things work for young people. That was like when I was at the concert, my buddies were like, bro, you need just have a drink, you'll feel better. And I got like a Captain and Ginger and I choked down like 3 sips of it. And I'm just like, I can't even do it. I'm like, I can't do it. I'm like, I can't do it. It's making me feel worse.
Yeah.
This is why I don't really drink. That's the first time, like I said, first time I drank like that in a long time. And first time like because I barely drink anymore. So and when I do, I'll have like maybe one, maybe two. So I haven't partied like that in a long time. It was fun though. The aftermath was not fun though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the aftermath, it finally caught up with me once I got back and, had to sleep it off, but good times. It was good time.
I'm looking at some of the comments. Never had a hangover. You don't want one. They're not fun.
No, they're not.
Someone said vodka. I want vodka. Literal. If you want to drink some vodka, then go meet up with Cal. He's down.
Love a good Tito's. IDK Samad said, is someone getting a haircut over there? No. But my lawn is getting mowed though, and they're right
Oh, that's
outside my
crazy.
window, and it's very loud.
I don't hear that. That's funny.
It's got to be just because my microphone that I use for Zoom and stuff is really good, and then obviously the Spaces just has my phone audio. Esme
So
Smith, what happened? So what happened in the Vegas? What happened in the Vegas stays in the Vegas. That's what I can tell you.
what happens is we onboarded a bunch of people and we might have found a community or two that is going to onboard that has a nice chunk of people.
Yeah, there's one that I'm really excited about. I've already talked to her about some stuff. and she's
Nice.
going to be bringing over a bunch of community members very soon. They're going to launch a community page and get rolling.
See, little did you know, to hit the DHF proposal goals, all we had to do is go to a conference or two to really get it rolling.
Yep.
So
yeah, and Eric, that's a good segue. Eric sent me some data. Let's see if I can pull it up. Where are we at? We've hit a lot of new records. So so the LPUD numbers came in, 202 users powered up Leo on the 15th. And there was a total of 142,000 Leo powered up. And the previous record was 200. So we beat it by 2. So some good growth there. And obviously a lot of Leo getting powered up. Seeing a huge lack of liquidity for Leo. I've noticed that every LPUD has been over 100,000 Leo getting powered up. So Leo is just getting eaten up. And then he sent me the monthly active users somewhere. Well, so we have broken the record for monthly active users, but I'm having trouble finding where he sent it to me. So as of the 17th, so 2 days ago, we were at 1,393 monthly active users. I forgot what the previous is. He's typing now, so I'll know in a second. But we are crushing the goals. The first goal is to onboard. We're at 1,480 monthly active users as of right now. So that is a shattering record by a few hundred. So the growth is happening, and the DHF funding is definitely working, and we've barely spent anything. It's been right now we're focused on primarily like organic growth and then starting to ramp up slowly. So I think we're proving that we can spend this money efficiently to get new users onboarded. We posted what the customer acquisition cost goals were, and I think we're just destroying those goals in terms of how much we're spending for each newly onboarded user. So just really looking forward to seeing us hit 2,000 monthly active users and beyond. I think it's pretty likely that we're over 1,750 by the end of this month. We've got 11 days left, and we're already at 1,500. So I think with a few more initiatives and some big pushes, I think we're going to see us get closer to 2,000, which is pretty insane because we started this year with 500 monthly active users. So just put that into context. We're officially 3x as big. Leo is officially 3x as big as it was at the start of 2023 right now. And then obviously our big overall target this whole year has been that by December of this year, which is only a few months away now, we're going to be at 5,000 monthly active users. So this place is going to look a lot different, I think, when you have 10x the amount of users. We're already kind of seeing the effects of it. You see a lot of threads getting posted, see a lot of posts. These thread casts are getting filled up. We're having trouble even just keeping up with you guys in the comments. So really exciting to see it. Princess Buseo said, start buying Leo because it's going to be hard getting it in the future. Definitely might be. If we keep powering up 140,000 Leo every month, definitely a possibility.
I'm just scrolling through comments, being entertained. Yeah.
I mean, literally within the last minute, there's 20.
Yeah, I'm trying to find questions as well. And
is it possible to add a feature that automatically links terms contained in articles to the Leo glossary? Yeah, so we're actually working on that. We're gonna make it really intuitive to use, and it's actually going to use ChatGPT. So it's basically what we're trying to do is build a little database of all the Leo glossary links. And then when you use a specific command in the publishing, editor, it'll ask ChatGPT to find the link for whatever word you're trying to like hyperlink with Leo glossary. So there's that. And then one thing I'm working on, which I'm hoping works out, is you'll click a button at the end, like you'll write your whole post, and then at the end you can click a button and it will read your entire post and then also cross-reference it with Leo glossary, and it'll just add any links that it thinks is relevant to like words that you've already put in. So like, if your article's about DeFi and you have like Uniswap and Hive and HBD and automated market maker, like if you have those terms in it and you click the button, it'll find if those terms are in Leo glossary and then just automatically link them. It'll just create all the links. So just to make it like, my goal is that like you just click a button and it's Leo glossaryified basically.
Leo5. Speaking of, because I saw someone ask earlier, and obviously I mentioned it to all the people who were networking with, kind of tell them what LeoFinance was. And some people obviously would ask. So I gave them like the short journey of, kind of what it started as and what it evolved into. And then that, due to all this awesome evolution, there's about to be a full rebrand. And that is the big question that people are wondering, that I saw also in the threadcast, and that is any updates on the rebrand.
Yes, rebrand soon. It's all the updates I got for you.
Gotcha. So no official announcement yet.
Not yet, but soon.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. I think, and you know what? I think everyone should share their thoughts and feedback in the threadcast, in the spaces, and all the things. I have some information on the rebrand, and it was my opinion that there should be a beta test, split test, something where an idea or two gets put out to the LeoFinance community and get all the feedbacks to see if the community is vibing on it or not, or if it likes one better than the other, and if it can add anything to the ideas. Because you got to give people what they want.
Gotta give people what they want. Yeah, we're gonna try to come up with like maybe 2 or 3 ideas and then split test them. That's my current goal. And at the end of the day, we just have to pick a name and go, because like,
yes,
the name is less relevant than the branding we put behind it and the community that we put behind it, obviously. So you look at things like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp,
like you said,
Snapchat,
the branding,
they're all just made up names.
Yeah, the branding, the marketing, and and most of those names are catchy, but at the same time, there's plenty of names that aren't catchy at all, like and you see them everywhere now, because they're pushing their platform, and it's a foreign platform, but the what is it, the Rakuten, whatever the hell it is. Like I see it on sponsored on sports things. I see the commercials, and I'm like, it's not a very like smooth name. So at the end of the day, you want to have something catchy, but really just comes down to engagement and getting the word out and having good marketing initiatives and good branding.
Yeah, 100%.
Time Travelers ask, can we have a feature to schedule threads?
Schedule threads. Yes. Make a note of that, because I actually did want to make a note of that and I forgot to.
There you
that
go.
will go on the Dev 100 list. Should be relatively easy too. So.
Esme Smith asks, can we expect video feature before year end?
Yes, I think I'm pushing to have it done before Hype Fest. We'll see. That's my goal though.
Well, that's like next week.
Yeah, I know. It's this weekend. We'll see. We'll see. Got to do a few tests and maybe we can have it rolled out.
What else do we have? Apparently, there's a lot of comments about Cal's keyboard typing. I typed a few times. Well, obviously, I'm doing threads and whatnot, and apparently, I guess I have my phone positioned where you can hear me, but not my keyboard. Because I haven't seen anyone complain about the cat clacking away.
Yeah, it's just the phone. Eventually I'll. Oh, I guess you dropped off spaces.
I did.
Mitch.
Oh, no, otherwise, no one
Yeah.
complaining.
There you go.
How did I drop off spaces?
I think it just happened a few minutes ago though. I just got some messages about it. But
I
yeah,
am
just
still
rejoining the
showing.
request.
I can't rejoin because I'm still in.
Can you close the app and reopen it?
I mean, I could leave and come back. Yeah.
Yeah, just try that. Andrew Sino said, is there an open Trello board or Jira as users can follow the progression? You know, I've been meaning to put this Dev 100 list live. Basically, the way it works is there's a list of 100 things that are next. The devs can kind of pick the order that they want from those things, but those are like the high priority. Those are where I tag things as a priority. Half of them are bug fixes, half of them are new features. And in the Universe, I will put that live, but it's a constantly rotating list. So the plan is to put up some sort of web page on Leo where you'd be able to follow that live.
I think the
Al's
problem
mic is picking up all sorts of sounds.
yes, and apparently mine's picking up none because I was in and it sounds like my mic just stopped, like got muted. Good old Twitter X for the win. See, look, you guys ran Cal off. He got offended from all of the complaints about his clickety clack.
Yeah, all of the complaints.
You gotta let me back in. I requested whatever on spaces. The thing is, I don't know. Seems like my mic doesn't have permission, even though I gave it permission. So we'll see when you let me back in if it works or not.
Did you request?
Yeah, I see a little green check mark.
I don't see.
I can try it again. Yeah, let me try it again. Request to speak. I just tried it again.
I don't see you. I don't even see you in the space.
I'm in it. I'm looking at the screen right now. All right, let me try leaving again. We need Leo spaces.
I just sent you an invite. Can you click that invite?
I don't even know where that would
see
pop
up. Please have a voting percentage / usage view, like 80%, etc. type indicator in the Leo UI. Yeah, we are. That is on the Dev 100. So that is coming very soon. Very soon.
My request was sent, but I'm still having mic problems.
You sure you're in the right space? The Leo AMA space? Because you're not even in the space to me.
That's weird because I'm showing that I'm in the space right now.
Check your DMs on Twitter and look for an invite from me.
Yep.
It's saying messages failed to send.
Hey, I don't have a message from you.
You cannot message this account. Are you following? Or I'm not following you.
I'm following you. That's why I was able to find the space easy because I'm following LeoFinance.
Did you? strange. Check my account to make sure you're not like blocking me or something. Because it's saying you can no longer send DMs to this person. So I
Hold
wonder
on,
if
let me,
somehow
oh, I'm not
it
following that.
blocked.
Now I'm following you because I was
Okay.
following LeoFinance, not you.
Okay.
I am
All right,
following
there
you
now.
here.
I think it's gonna work. So check your DMs.
Yep, there it is.
Oh, you see it? There you go.
Yeah, join this conversation, listen live,
There
start
we go.
listening.
And then it should automatically make you a speaker too.
Hasn't brought me to the.
When keyword, possibly soon, possibly soon.
Oh, I'm glad someone
Get the
asked
cat
because I
back
thought of
in.
that. I thought of that earlier and then I forgot.
Esme Smith said, do you think we should have such a voice channel on Leo Discord? I'm sure people would want to make noise there too. Yeah, we do have the when soon on Discord if you want to join it.
I don't know
We're
what's
trying
going
out
on now.
the spaces thing. Clearly, this is the first one.
I hit now when I hit start listening, it doesn't bring me to the spaces. It just brings me back to my Twitter page. So I'm actually, it's gotten worse.
Hmm.
Oh, now there we go. Finally updated. All right, let's see. I requested to join as a speaker.
No, I don't see any requests. I don't see you even in the Threadcast list.
I don't know. I'm there. See the cat? That
This
sucks.
is very strange.
X for the fail. Clearly X is not going to give it to you.
Yeah. When iPhone.
Never. Android for life. Someone asked about, oh, someone also earlier asked about NFTs, and then someone else just asked about Leo campaign NFT rewards.
NFTs are coming very soon, very soon.
Well, I don't know how I'm going to get this working, so sorry, Eric. I lasted on Spaces for a little while. Let me try from like my web browser on my phone instead of the app.
Yeah, they don't have it on desktop. It's only mobile. So I will just be repeating what you say, and then the people on Spaces can hear it.
I can't even. Something's my whole Twitter's broken. Something
Have you
went
like
wrong. Try
fully closed the
reloading.
app and reopened it?
Yes, twice now.
Okay. Not sure then. Um, Keyboard hotkeys for sending threads. That's a good idea, actually. Tokenized society. So you can just like hit enter or something and send a thread. So you don't have to always be clicking around, which you can probably hear me doing right now. We'll add it to the list. Reacting to HiveFest live through Threadcast would be fabulous. Yeah. So Taskmaster is hosting a daily Threadcast for each day HiveFest, and you guys can jump in there. I'm sure he'll be posting links everywhere. I'll make sure to post out the links also. And then you can thread live for all of the things. Taskmaster said, do you think we will be able to do a 10K threads in the HiveFest Threadcast? I think so. We got to get more hivers into threads, which I think we will be able to do. I was talking to Starkers about that as well. So spread the word if they want the upvotes. C-Poll has a feature request to be able to center threads, text, and images. I will make a note of it. Is sound gone? We were gone for a minute, but we are back. See what we got. Will there be any live feed from HiveFest? Yeah, I was talking to Starkers about that. He said they're gonna have a bunch of cameras and stuff. So usually there's a live stream, and being that they're hosting it, I think there's gonna be some great video, great audio, both live and recorded. Nifty asks, will Cal join us for the live Cryptoholics episode in Mexico? Possibly, if I make it out there. I was talking to Eric before the show. I did not realize that Rosarito did not have their own airport, and I'm trying to figure out if and how I could make it there. So we will see. We will see.
Make it happen, Captain. Fly to San Diego and drive over the border.
See.
I've never driven over. You know what?
Oh man,
that would kind of be fun. I've never driven over the border.
I've never done it either. So
stop and make sure you got your passport and nothing shady in the car with you.
Yeah. Right.
I think Twitter literally broke my phone because I can't get things. I can't even get things to load now. I uninstalled Twitter, and
I think it's time for an iPhone 15, Mitch.
I went to the Play Store, and I can't even get the Play Store to load any apps or anything. Even Twitter was taking forever. First time I used a Twitter app in 2 years on my phone, and my whole phone broke.
Andersino said, I'm moving to a new house in December. Is there a way to be sponsored by Leo to make it the first ever Leo house? Just kidding. Yes. Hit me up. I'll give you $1 million for your house, and we shall call it Leo House. Dara said he can hear Mitch now. He or she can hear Mitch now. I think that you're probably listening on, probably on YouTube or something.
That's probably YouTube or Discord.
Tokenized Society said vote the cat so he can buy a new phone.
Yes, hell yeah.
How many votes do we need to get the cat so that he'll buy an iPhone 15? That is the question.
Tokenized knows what's up. I don't know if there's enough votes in the world to get me to buy an iPhone 15.
Time Traveler said restart the phone. It usually fixes things.
I just been being lazy because at this point, it's by the time we get all that done, it's going to be 1:30 and I'm going to have to go.
True. Probably jump off in a few minutes just to save the Spaces people from only hearing my voice.
Yes.
Wrap up with a few questions here. Let's see what we got.
Restarting now.
Taskmaster said there's going to be a Spaces tied to the Threadcast. Oh, nice. So you'll be able to listen on Spaces if you want to listen live to HiveFest. Addicted joined and said good morning. Right as we're about to jump off. He's late as always, just like his Bitcoin predictions.
Good morning. I mean, I know he lives in the US, so even if he's West Coast, it's still kind of late. He must have been up till 5 a.m. writing some kind of code.
Must have been. Bitcoin Man is also buying a Leo house. We'll have a Leo house in every state, every country in the world, every jurisdiction, all of the places.
I'll be writing the AMA recap post after the AMA this time. I'll get to it this afternoon.
I don't know if that's an old screenshot, but Lukiel posted a picture and it says that you're still a speaker in the Spaces.
Honestly, I mean, I don't know now, but that's what I was seeing. But then I think I hit leave, but maybe I didn't.
Maybe it's just an old picture.
I went in and out 5 times.
Huh.
And then I got annoyed and literally uninstalled the app. I was going to reinstall it to fix the problem. But now I'm rebooting my phone so I can actually even try and load it. So far,
It's funny.
Spaces is 0 for 1 with the cat.
It's funny. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I might need to do a couple test spaces in the future. Figure it out. It worked for a while, but Sammy Hive also wants a Leo house. We'll have Leo houses in all of the places.
Everybody wants
I
Leo
saw a
houses.
couple questions asking about the Leo app, native app for Android and iOS. And I also was talking to some people at the conference about it too. My philosophy is to focus on the web app. Primarily, so that if something were to happen to the app store with our apps, we will always have a web app. We even saw that Twitter got into a little battle with Apple not too long ago, where they were threatening to take them off the app store. So my theory is, if something as big as Twitter could get taken off the app store, they're going to have no problem taking us off. So focus on the web app first, and then later port it to a native mobile app. But I use Leo from my mobile device all the time, and it works great from your browser. So that is my goal, is to have a great web app and then focus on the native app later on. Yeah. I think Mitch's spaces are done until next week. We'll try to figure it out. Abdul said, what happens when a user gets addicted to threads? They need to call the threads help hotline. What else we got here? It's like 3M here. Restart the phone, vote the cat so we can buy a phone. I think I'm all caught up finally.
So we can buy a phone. Well, I got Twitter reinstalled.
Yeah, we need to all vote the cat so that he can buy an iPhone 15. What's the number for the Threads help hotline? 1-800-THREADS. iOS website is performing better than the Android site. Cyclops Hive, if you have any screenshots or like specifics on that, do you mind posting some threads and use the hashtag feedback hashtag? I'll keep an eye out for those. And then, anything specific that you come up with, like if certain things are getting cut off or something on Android, just let me know, and I'll have the devs fix them. I've got an Android somewhere in a cabinet here, so I will look for it. Oh, the cat is back.
I'm back with a few minutes to spare. All it took was a phone reboot, a reinstall of Twitter, going into settings and unmuting my mic. This was more difficult than signing up for a Hive account without Leo's onboarding features. So I guess at the end of the day, it's more about just creating enough motivation to want to get on a platform. So maybe, the difficulty is not the problem. Maybe we just got to make it popular so all the cool kids are doing it.
Peer pressure.
But that makes sense, because you know what? I realized that I wasn't really hearing you from my phone, like even though I had it like completely down. And yeah, your mic's picking up everything, like every little thing you do, you hear the sounds and the things moving. And I don't know if the same thing's happening for me, but
yeah, we'll have to figure this out next time. I don't know. I may need to buy like a pair of plug-in headphones or something. I think that's the way to do it. I'm gonna have to Google.
I got
best practices.
I got plug-in headphones everywhere. In fact, the trip to Vegas, I had to bring a pair of plugins, and I brought like my Bluetooth ear ones, because I just finally got those because this phone is actually new, this Samsung, and there's no obviously plug-in. So I flew JetBlue though, so I had the regular headphones to plug into the armrest so I can watch TV and watch movies.
Yeah.
And then I had the Bluetooth for my phone. I guess I didn't think about that. I can connect the Bluetooth to my laptop and use those when we do this call. But here's the problem. I feel like, well, I'm not going to use that mic, but those things pick up everything. Drives me nuts actually when people are on phone calls using the AirPods because they pick up
Yeah.
everything. But yeah, the cat is back right as we're getting ready to close out. But we should
Yep.
still start fundraising for an iPhone 15 for the cat. I promise the funds will be used to buy an iPhone 15. What I do with that iPhone 15 after it's purchased, well, that is left to interpretation. So vote the cat.
Vote the cat. Um, Apparently the sounds are like ASMR, so I'll take it. I guess they're not bothersome. Everyone's saying the cat is back. Are you, Andersino said, are you getting the new iPhone 15? I already ordered mine. I think it's supposed to be here in like a day or two. So I'm excited. I always like to get the new one right away.
Cyclops Hive said iOS website is performing better than the Android site. You know what? Whatever's Android for life. Deakin said, what's the number of the Threads help hotline? And then what soul? What's your phone number?
Put his number in there.
Threads hotline. How can I apply? Oh, here we go. How can I apply for a job on LeoFinance? Abdul Cudis. Good question.
On Discord, hit up a Nomad Soul.
There you go. Hit up a Nomad Soul on Discord and say,
There wants
sir.
my iPhone 14.
I mean, listen, I agree because I never buy brand new phones. Like the Android I just bought is, what did I get? I got the 20, I think. And meanwhile, like the 22 came out recently. I always buy a couple models old because I refuse to spend $1,000 on a phone. It's just not happening.
Well, the cool thing is that if you buy one for 1,000, then every year you trade the old one in for the new one.
Trade
and then
up.
you're really only spending, because like I think they're giving me 600 for my old one and the new one's like 1,200. So I'm really only spending 600 if you
Okay.
think about it.
Okay.
And then you just do that every year.
I could do that, or I could do what I do and just buy used phones for like 200 to $300.
But then your spaces don't work.
Apparently not. Well, they work now. That's right. It doesn't matter. Too many socials. I'm trying to do less socials. It'll be great to have a high.
Abdul says he's on an iPhone 6. I really hope that's not true. If it is, I hope you upgrade soon.
I believe it would. I believe it would be true. Hell, until I got my phone like 6
time ago,
dude. Until I got my this phone. If I had this phone for, I'm gonna say, probably like 4 or 5 months now. Before I got that, I was on a S10. Went from an S10 to an S20.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I've gone from since probably the iPhone 6, I've gone 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 every year, or every
Task
2 years
said,
technically.
look at the ad revenue, and just posted a picture of the Threadcast, which I like the screenshot you got. I look angry. This thread generated approximately 79 cents or 13.55 Leo in Leo ads revenue for Leo smart contract buybacks. So sweet. And I'm sure that number is higher when you add in all.
Now it's almost $1. And we are at 750 threads.
I found you $1. That was a funny insurance commercial back in the day.
It isn't it? I caught you $1, and it's like a grandpa fishes out $1.
Yeah, because it was a saving or whatever. He's like,
yeah.
He's like, oh, I got to be quicker. He's pulling it away.
Yeah.
Too funny. Yeah, that was a funny insurance commercial.
Yeah, Z to love. It should be here like in a day or two. So either today or tomorrow.
Yes. Anderson, we kind of actually addressed this last week. He asked any updates from Cub or Polycub, and The
So
short
there
answer is
are,
soon.
yeah, well, there's actually an update was just pushed out, like literally in the last 24 hours. There are 4 new pools on Cub. Let's see if I can get them. Beehive dash BNB, Beehive dash BTCB, Beehive dash ETH, and Beehive dash BLEO. So 4 new pools, all related to Beehive. Some big updates for Beehive are coming. A big catalyst for that was, and I was talking to some people at the conference when we were in Vegas and stuff too. Mandala recently changed, so they no longer support Binance Cloud. And I know that was a big way that, people were able to access a Hive trading pair on a centralized exchange. So it's becoming harder and harder to trade Hive. So I'm finding it more and more important that, we focus on building Hive liquidity and Hive trading. So if you go, and I'll drop the link, if you go to Cub DeFi.com/farms now, you'll see all those new pairs. I think they're paying like 200% APY currently. So time to rebuild liquidity. So you saw us rebuild the liquidity for BHBD. So, now it's 1-to-1 backed again on chain. So the HBD's there. The next step is to do that for Hive, and then obviously launching these new Hive pairs to make the liquidity and trading a lot easier. So yeah, it's the current status. And the new bridge version is out. So that was a big thing we were waiting for, was the new bridge version, just because we were having so many issues with the old one. And once Beehive is completely stabilized in terms of all the Hive being back on chain, I will talk about what happened with the bridge and the journey to get from where we were to where we are now.
Yeah, it's been quite the journey.
It has.
Literally build a bridge. Cool. We got a ton of comments. Where are we at? 7:59. Is that just lead comments?
Wow, yeah.
Or is that all the comments? Is that glitch fixed in terms of the comments count? Where is it showing just the comments, or is it also counting the sub comments?
It's counting all of them.
Nice. Look at us creeping up on 1,000.
We are.
What do we got here? X formerly
B. Alicia said iPhone 15 giveaway. Send 50 HBD to my wallet to take entry. Note the host can also be the winner. That's funny.
I'm looking at this tweet that Anderson shared and said that Twitter's moving towards charging a small monthly payment for the use of the service. This is how Musk plans to fight bots. Interesting.
Yeah, he's kind of already been doing that, basically making the blue check mark almost like a requirement, because like if you don't have it, then you almost get no exposure. Gotcha. And I think that's only going to get more and more intense, where not having a blue check mark is more detrimental.
It's going to turn into what in a lot of ways it already is, a lot of social media is, where you have basically influencers and consumers. So basically the people that are just, consuming content aren't going to sign up because it doesn't make sense. They're just consuming content. It's basically like, it's the equivalent of like the, what's those? Well, I'm forgetting the name of it, but for those that are old enough, the, BS, magazines and newspapers that were always like right at the checkout counter with all like the celebrity news and whatnot. It's gonna basically end up turning into that. You got the consumers, and then those that want to publish gotta pay the fee.
Yep.
So really, we're going backwards. We're getting back into traditional publishing, except for instead of it being print, it's going to be digital.
I kind of like the model. I kind of like it. We'll see how it works out.
I mean,
see how it shakes.
It makes sense if he wants to monetize, I guess. 4 new pools on Cub. Nice. Yes. I'm going to have to log into Cub and check it out. All righty. I don't see any other questions at this moment. Obviously, there's plenty mixed in, I'm sure. I can hear the Cal typing too now. Yeah, clearly I didn't realize my spaces had dropped.
And any
Oh,
generative AI use on Leo in the near future, Esme Smith. Yeah, we've got a few ideas in the pipeline. Coming soon.
so I'm glad someone mentioned it because honestly, at this point, I forgot, and I meant to mention it like a half hour ago. But obviously, Cal could have done it too. But Bitcoin Man said, "Better not forget the keyword, Cat Man."
Keyword?
The
Did I hear
keyword. We almost
keyword?
forgot to do the keyword, so we're gonna close it out with the keyword because Cat's got to bounce. It's like after
Yeah,
1:30.
let's do it.
If I remember correctly, and I might not because of literally because of that, what the keyword is. Pretty sure the keyword is hangover, which is fitting
Hangover.
since we were in Vegas and we basically did our best to recreate the Hangover movie.
We did it in many ways. I believe we did.
So hangover is the key word. Hopefully this
Hangover.
hangover can benefit you because usually hangovers do not. And I
True.
think
Very true.
that is a great mic drop tagline to end on.
I agree. Thanks everybody for jumping in. We will catch you next Tuesday. Don't
Yes,
forget to
sir.
tune into Hive Fest this weekend. Taskmaster is going to be hosting the Threadcast every single day. And I guess there's also going to be a X Spaces that coincides with it. So be active, be ready.
Will I've already forgot the date to High Fest. It's
It's
next
like this
week.
Friday. No, it's
Oh,
literally
it's
this
this
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, let me know if we're actually doing the AMA Tuesday. You might be in transit or
All right.
something. Who knows?
I'm still figuring out if I'm going to be able to make it there. So
Get there.
yeah, we'll have to see.
I'll get here. Sponsor a flight to San Diego. I'll meet you in San Diego. We'll rent a car and drive down together.
All right. I may actually give you a call about that.
Oh my God. If I do this, I'm gonna get in so much
Round
trouble.
two. Round
I'm
two.
not opposed to it, but I'm gonna get in so much trouble.
All right. I'll give you a call. We'll have to talk
Oh
about
man. There's gonna be some people that aren't happy with me.
it.
But yeah, I think I could pull it off. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
So hit me up and maybe. I'm giving you a big maybe.
Hard maybe. All right.
Hard maybe.
I'll hit you up. I'll hit you up.
All right, cool. Everyone else, we will likely see you Tuesday next week, the 26th. And it sounds like we will be good to go now that the cat's got all his technical difficulties ironed out.
Yep. Absolutely. Thanks,
Cool.
everybody. Don't forget to vote the cat. He may have a recap up later. He needs
I
to
will
buy an
make it
iPhone
happen.
15. So give him all the votes.
Yes, iPhone 15 campaign. In the meantime,
Yep.
share LeoFinance with all your friends and tell them to come join and have the funds.
Yep. Sweet.
All right, y'all. Peace to the out.